Introducing DSG's 5MT podcast, where we draw inspiration from the annual 3-minute thesis or 3MT competition for PhD candidates, challenging them to explain complex research in 3 minutes or less. In each 5-minute episode, we'll dive into a marketing topic, giving you actionable information in a fast-moving and fun format. Tune in for quick, valuable marketing insights on the 5MT podcast by your DSG marketing team.
Hey, Paige, how you doing?
I'm good. Hi. We're back.
Yeah, this is exciting. We have another recording, another session, another beautiful day here in Rockdale, PA.
Oh, it's fresh. It's fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. So I had just a random question for you. I'm planning activities for the little one, right? Yes. And we got her enrolled in some, soccer where everybody doesn't really play soccer, scores on themselves, bad soccer. But she's young.
That's the best soccer to watch, though. It's the most exciting because you can't plan for anything.
Exactly. So my question for you is, and Jack, I'd love to get your take. What were the best youthful sports experiences you've had? Because I remember it being very stressful for a while, and then I really keyed in on soccer. I really liked it. Yeah, Jared was on my team. I thought you were going to say
tennis.
Oh, I love tennis too.
I know you do.
But that's an internal battle.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, mostly. The other person's irrelevant.
Tennis and soccer? Or, just like the sport.
Exactly.
The sport itself.
Exactly.
I believe that. Every time I play pickleball, I feel that.
Well, pickleball wasn't around when we were kids in the way it is now.
I know. I think you know what I'm going to say because we were just talking about it.
Is it basketball?
No. Mike believes that I am or was a basketball star because I'm 5'9.5". So I'm really tall. On average, I'm taller than the average woman. But no, I was never a basketball star. I was always nervous going on the basketball court. I was excellent at defense and terrible at offense. Like I couldn't even dribble the ball. So it's not basketball. What I really liked was karate. When I was in elementary school, I was excellent at the kata, which is almost like dance-like fight movements.
Whoa. So what was your dojo called?
Amerikick.
I love that, Amerikick.
And Rudy was my instructor.
Sensei Rudy.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
What was your belt level? What did you get to?
Orange.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
It gets a lot less colorful when you go up in belts, right?
Yeah. You go all the way to the black belt. But that's when they know you're serious.
Yeah.
And then there's like levels of black belt that you can once you reach black belt, there's more that you can do to be a master. Yeah.
I'm so impressed. And I mean, not to spar or fight you or anything like that. I don't want to do that. But just remind me if we're ever going to do
I was really good at sparring. Like my technique was like attack. Like I didn't have any
attack.
Like it wasn't like I was like, oh, let me, like they're coming at me, let me defend. This is the only time that offense really worked for me was when I was sparring.
And just to confirm, because I want to get Jack's take on this too, but it's not like anything like Patrick Swayze and Roadhouse. There's no like roundhouse kicks or anything like that. No, right? It's more like fundamentals of karate. I think
it depends on the type of karate that you do. But there is a roundhouse, it's a roundhouse,
real karate move, but
like
not like a Patrick Swayze kind of roundhouse.
I wish it was like Patrick Swayze, but no, it's not as glamorous.
All right, Jack.
What's our question?
Our question for the day is, so as two executives of DSG, can you explain to the listeners what goes into a media plan?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's great. It feels so timely.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So let me start by explaining what media planning is. And then I'll go through what is behind the process. And then I'll pass it over to you, Mike. Is that cool?
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's start there.
Excellent. So Media planning is the process by which marketers or those individuals that do marketing a part of a business, this is the process that they go through before buying and launching ads. So it can be as rigorous as you need it to be to fulfill your individual marketing goals. So the planning is all about determining how, when, where are your audience, when your audience is given a selected ad message. And then media planning can also be like, what is the messaging? What is the branding? But we're going to assume here that you kind of know your brand. That's a whole other process. So your brand and your target audience is set. That means who you're going after, what leads, or who you want to understand your brand. So the whole process can be broken down in something that I made up. It's a fun acronym, MESSY.
You made this is great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was researching for answering this, and I was like, this kind of totally fits together. So hear me out. So the first step is that you want to do market analysis. That's the M. Then you want to establish media objectives. That's the E. And you want to set a strategy. So that's really the core of the process. And then the remaining two steps is implementing your media plan and then evaluating and following up on it. So MESSIE.
Oh, I was going to say MESSI. So
I guess you could do a strategy.
Like messy, like your room is messy, clean the room.
No.
Got it. But it's not like Messi, the greatest soccer player of all time.
That's what I was thinking, obviously.
I love it. I love that, though. That makes a lot of sense. And it can be messy, and it doesn't have to be if you kind of follow the...
If you follow, the process.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about why you media plan. You want to reach this target audience with compelling messages. That's what we talked about. But this ultimately is driving your desired results. So it can be split in really to two goals. And this is sort of the basics of marketing and why you do marketing. It's either to spread awareness about your brand or to gain revenue or leads or more new customers or getting existing customers interested in new products. So yeah, that's what media planning is in a nutshell.
Excellent. I love it. I love a good acronym. And I wanted to talk about the certain times of the year when it's really, really important to kind of engage in the media planning process and then kind of confirm what you want to do. As you clearly outlined, making goals, understanding what you're actually going to go and your targets are going to look like. Towards the end of the year, Q4 traditionally is a great time for businesses to take a look at what they've done in the previous 3 quarters. Whether a large business, small business, they can understand what their growth goals are going to be for next year. Or the following year, and decide, okay, these are the goals I need to really set for myself, and then that lends itself to media planning pretty well. We always advise clients, large or small, to take a look at that and to understand not only what their goals are, but look at the market, look at what's changing in the market, look at the new media opportunities, and say to yourself, okay, great, I can kind of pair these two worlds together. So really, last 3 months of the year, I think it's a great time to just sit, take stock, and really put a solid plan together for the following year.
Love that. You also need to keep in mind budgets, too. I think that's one thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention, and that could be part of setting a strategy. And then there's constantly, it feels like new media channels, especially with like this AI capability, which we're going to touch on in future episodes.
Yep.
Right now, we're seeing that Reddit has lead generation capability. So possibly something to look in for the future. I don't think it's ready for prime time, but I just wanted to call that out for our fellow marketers listening.
Absolutely. There's the old kind of hard and fast rule. You want to budget 10% of your revenue for marketing, right? Put aside that, plan on that. So as you're going through that last part of the year, it's not a bad rule, but it's not necessarily hard and fast anymore. It really should align with how many new clients are you trying to bring in? What's your goal? 10% might be too small, 10% might be too much. So it's good to kind of think through that and allow yourself to plan accordingly.
Thank you so much for tuning in to DSG's 5MT podcast. I'd love to thank my co-host, Mike Gatos.
Truly my pleasure. And I would like to give a big thank you to our producer, Jack Marinello.
If you enjoyed this podcast, like and subscribe to 5MT. Have a question? Leave a comment. Tune in next time.
Happy marketing.